The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. Trade over 17,000 markets with extended trading hours on key US shares and competitive spreads, all on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.
And our stock of the day is European Lithium. So shares are surging today on reports the US government is eyeing a stake in Critical Metals Corp, of which European Lithium has a 60% stake. So reports are that the Trump administration is discussing an equity interest in the Greenland rare earths project. So you remember the States not too long ago was talking about buying Greenland. Washington, as you know, has taken stakes in other mineral companies, with administration officials saying hundreds of companies are seeking government funds. So our stock of the day, European Lithium, my guest here, Mathan Somasundaram from Deep Data Analytics. Look, I thought it was an interesting one because of this thematic, the US administration taking equity stakes for security, national security purposes when it comes to these critical minerals. I mean, boy, if you're a European Lithium shareholder, you'd be tempted to sell, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you can look at it over the last probably month. It started with rare earth and the whole US trying to invest in critical minerals has flown into graphite, has flown into cobalt, into lithium. So it's a multi-commodity play, and they're trying to shore up. Wasn't long ago when US was trying to take over Greenland, which was comical. I think if you're there, the current trend is the US government is going to take positions. And that's mostly been positive for the sector overall for the EV critical minerals. So if you're there, I would be holding on to see how it is because, if you're an investor in European Lithium, you are a high risk investor. So you're not there for a few dollars. You're there for the big run. So, I think there's a high chance that we will see some acquisitions play out. And I think, given that the close relationship with the Argentinian leadership, and they have a fair amount of assets that are probably not doing as well, especially in the lithium sector, for the US government to do a couple of deals in lithium will definitely help them. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. I think there's potentially going to happen. So I would be there. We've actually played that thematic through rare earth. We've been in Linus since about $6, and it's now, I think today it's nearly $19. And it's the uniqueness of it. I think the rare earth and critical mineral play has long been a huge issue, and most governments haven't done anything about it, under-invested in that thematic, and now they're all trying to play catch up. So I'll be holding. If you're there, you're already a high-risk investor. So I would be holding because I think the thematic probably plays out well. I think there's going to be, especially in that sector, if the interest remains, you're going to see a lot more M&A happening out. And I think that's not going to go away in the critical minerals.
Yeah, interesting. So I have just done a little search on ASX listed companies that have lithium exposure in Argentina. Alchem, Galen Lithium, Lake Resources, Lithium Energy, Power Minerals, Patagonia Lithium. Right. We'll talk after the show. Yes. Kevin from Team Invest, what do you make of European Lithium with this huge tailwind that some of these small companies are getting when we get talk of the US administration taking a stake?
Well, a couple of things there, I suppose. From our point of view, obviously, it's never made a profit, so that would knock it out in particular. In terms of the thematics, good story. Governments are not always, in fact, they're very rarely the best allocators of capital in terms of, investing in profitable businesses. So I'm not certain that that's necessarily a good thing. Obviously, the price has gone up a lot on the basis of that. And yes, I agree. Worldwide, there's a lot of focus on critical minerals for all sorts of reasons, for defensive reasons, and because of the tech boom that's going on now. They're very needed, and governments all over the world are trying to move away from China as a almost monopoly on critical minerals. So all of those themes provide a tailwind, but I think perhaps in this case, certainly it wouldn't meet Team Invest requirements. If someone was a holder, like Mathan says, you would have to be a very high risk, I would say speculative. And most Team Invest members that I've spoken to do have a small amount of money in speculative, but I would have already wanted to be there in the case of this one. Mm-hmm. I'd be tempted, if I were a holder, I'd be tempted to maybe keep some in, but take some off the table as well.
Yeah, got it. Thank you so much, guys. Kevin Robinson, Team Invest, and Nathan Samasundaram from Deep Data Analytics. That is a specky hold for both of my guests.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Trade over 12,000 shares and ETFs, including major tech giants with extended hours on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.